Thanks for joining us on National Focus. I'm your presenter, Tasia Floissac. Coming up, the Honorable Prime Minister calls for all to get back to nation building. Dominica Festivals Committee announces its 2015 Creole Festival lineup, and we bring you a special report on social expenditure for the past fiscal year. Details of our headline stories and more after this.
Dating a minor is unacceptable.
Having sex with a minor is unacceptable.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
Thanks for staying with us. The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit wants Dominicans to again focus on continuing the work that is building the nation. Honorable Skerrit is satisfied that the $500 million budget does not jeopardize gains and is achievable.
The provisions that I have outlined in this budget address are consistent with the promises we made to the people and in many respects are a continuation of the work that we have been doing to bring prosperity, justice and peace to all our citizens and residents. Madam Speaker, as I said from the outset, this is a budget focused on keeping things real in the sight and consciousness of Dominicans. We have responded to the legitimate hopes and expectations of the population. We have not endangered progress made over the last 15 years, nor have we raised expectation levels beyond what is realistic and achievable. Every policy outlined in this budget has been studied, quantified, and can be achieved. They shall all, Madam Speaker, be pursued with vigor. A deliberate attempt was made in this budget to respond positively to the requests of social partners and civil society. As I said earlier, in normal times, we would have granted almost all of what was sought, because, in all fairness, there were no outrageous requests by the various subsectors. I think Dominicans generally understand and appreciate the environment in which we operate and the fact that revenue is limited based on our relatively small size, and also the need for Dominica to remain competitive in these very challenging economic times.
He encouraged each to do their share for the greater good.
At the end of the day, Madam Speaker, we, the Dominicans, must always lead the charge for our own development. The question is, where would we like to see Dominica 10, 15 years down the road? And what contribution am I prepared to make as an individual to achieve that desired goal?
The nation's leader sees the need for Dominicans to work harder and collaboratively for the island's advancement.
Each one of us must be held accountable, Madam Speaker. Each one of us must be held accountable. If you are a nurse, you have to be the best nurse the world can produce. If you are a teacher, you must be the best teacher the world has. If you are a farmer, you must be the best farmer, Madam Speaker. If you are a parliamentarian, you must be the best parliamentarian there is in the world, Madam Speaker. If you are a lawyer, you must be the best lawyer in the world. We have to work hard in this country, Madam Speaker. And we have to put Dominica first. Too many of us spend time, Madam Speaker, our resources, our energy, our talents to tear down this country rather than to build it up, Madam Speaker. If every one of us, the 70+ Dominicans, and maybe the 70+ who live out of Dominica, were to start thinking positive about Dominica, and start doing positive things about Dominica, and start saying positive things about Dominica, our country would be much further into advancement.
According to Honorable Prime Minister, the work continues.
There are no elections on the immediate horizon. Indeed, there will be no general elections in Dominica for at least 4 years. I want, as leader of this country, to summon citizens and residents alike to national service. We have 4 years to build and propel this country to the next level of its development. So with general elections behind us, Madam Speaker, it is my fervent wish that debate on this budget would signal the start of a new era in Dominica politics. Yes. An era in which citizens can turn on the radio and hear lively, objective discussions on issues that affect their lives. Let this be the start of a period in our development where the interest of the country is paramount, where there can be bipartisan support for measures deemed to be in the best interest of Dominicans.
In other news, the 2014-2015 Social Spending Review is out. Jana Hector has this report.
Data from the Economic and Social Review for the fiscal year 2014-2015 is indicating that more than $52 million has been spent on social programs for that period. That sum reflects government's commitment to reduce poverty and improve life for the vulnerable. It also shows that that objective is at the top of its development agenda. As at May 2015, the National Employment Program was government's largest investment at $13.1 million, followed by primary health care at just over $10 million. The data also shows that in this past financial year, spending was increased to assist cancer patients. In 2015, $1.5 million was spent. That is 52 times more than the $30,000 expended in 2014. Spending was also increased for education, $21,000 more for the school feeding program, $19 million more for the Education Trust Fund, $17 million more for the school transfer grant, $123,000 more for secondary school grants, and $5,000 more for adult education. For the Public Assistance Program, $3.7 million was expended for the 2014-2015 financial year. The program provides cash supports to families. Roseau, Marigot, and the Kalinago territory received the largest percentages in the past year at 11%, 7%, and 7% respectively. The acclaimed Yes We Care program, which provides care to the elderly, reached 217 persons directly in the last year at a cost of $870,000. It often covers therapy, house repair, water connections, and more. 54 are employed with the program and are periodically trained and assessed in quality care, environmental issues, disease transmission and prevention, and others. The social expenditure report reveals that just over $600,000 was spent on the Chances Home in Jimmet this past financial year. This facility houses, cares for, and nurtures abused, abandoned, and neglected children, mothers and babies, and children with profound disabilities. Still in social spending to improve lives, the Caribbean Development Bank and the Government of Dominica partnered to produce the Basic Needs Trust Fund. The BNTF targets poverty reduction at a community level by providing important infrastructure and enhancing lives. $695,000 in expenditure has resulted in the Layu Public Convenience, the Pishley Resource Center, the Montfregard Road in Rivière-Siric, the Southeast Produce Market, and the Geneva Craft Market. Other projects include the Respite Center for Children with Disabilities in Portsmouth, the Daly's Community Preschool, and the Penville and Wesley Resource Centers. In the La Plaine area, people have been taught pastry and dessert making, and in the Grand Bay area, air conditioning and refrigeration. In the Honorable Finance Minister's 2015-2016 National Budget Address, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit made reference to government's continuing efforts to maintain a regime of social and economic policies designed to stimulate economic activity and minimize hardship on the vulnerable in society. He assured that government will stick to its, quote, tried and tested formula of economic growth as a means of combating unemployment and reducing poverty. For GIS News, I'm Jana Hector.
Thanks, Jana, for that report. You're watching National Focus. Stay with us.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
You're watching GIS.
Welcome back. The Labour Party government has over the past 15 years assisted less fortunate students across the island through the National School Assistance Program. After taking up office in 2001, the Dominica Labour Party administration took the program a giant step further by implementing other costly components such as the school transfer grant, the school transportation system, and providing uniform allowance. Another major component has been government's continuing investment in the National Textbook Scheme for secondary school students. Through this program, apart from scholarship and bursary recipients, parents unable to afford textbooks are provided for. Each year at this time, parents and students island-wide visit the Ministry of Education building in Bath Estate to exchange textbooks for the new school term. GIS News sat down with stores clerk at the institution, Eric Frampton.
I don't think it has another program like this anymore. And if somebody will have to talk about this program, this is one of the best programs that has ever happened. Because there are a number of people, all is not in any one part of the country, but all over the country that are in need of. There are some people who take advantage, but you cannot think about the people who take advantage. You have to think about the people who are really in need and they get what they need at the same time that they are in need of it. To see some really needy people. And some people from the community will call and say, can you assist this type of people? We'll leave your name, leave names and so forth for you to assist. And we really look forward to help assisting everybody, but these people, we assist them a little bit further. So if we give $250 and we see the books will value more than $250, we try to go further, like $300 or so with the students.
According to Frampton, in the previous year, government assisted over 2,500 students with acquiring textbooks. The stores clerk also took GIS News into the procedure for exchanging books.
They come in, I indicate to the workers the amount of money that we can assist them with, and they do so. There are certain people that receive assistance before today. So, for instance, last year. So when they're returning their books, they have a space that they have to go in so that these books can be examined. Because the condition, we want you to take care of what we are giving to you and return it in a good condition so that we can pass it over. And we have the computer system that will indicate whether the book is okay and if you return all your books.
Frampton also had this appeal to the general public.
I would like the people who are receiving assistance, or even the scholars and bursars, to return, take care of the books and return the books when the time is due so that others can receive it. Because we noticed that a number of students who have received books and they have left school have not returned the textbooks, and we are saying to them, those who have not returned their textbooks, there will be difficulties in their obtaining their CXC results. But the other students who are still in school, I don't know for what reason, but some of them are not returning the books, and some of the books are on the roadside being sold. And we want to tell the people to discontinue this practice. And let's get along, because it's help one to help the other.
Meantime, mother of 2 secondary school students, Belinda Charles, is thankful for government's assistance through this program.
That benefited great because those books and them are very expensive, and right now the help from the government helped me a lot that I could focus on something else beside the books. I could focus on their school clothes and other things, their school fee. So it's a really good help. I think the government is working. They care. Trust me, because before it was difficult for you to get a child to go to high school, to get assistance for children. But right now with that government, we are getting assistance. We are getting our training to high school and we're getting a proper education. So that is that the government is working.
Soon to be fourth former at the Portsmouth Secondary School, Janella Paul also welcomes the support.
The books I'm receiving from Bathurst State, it is a good thing because the money my parents will have to spend on the books, then she will have to spend it on my uniform or school shoes. And receiving books from Bathurst State is not a shame. It is very, very good, so that your mother could not spend too much on books, but spend on your uniforms and that.
The Dominica Labour Party government is committed to supporting the nation's youth, particularly in the education sector, believing that every child has the right to education as well as the ability to learn. This is evident through several safety net programs established aimed at ensuring that all students have equal access to a well-balanced and high-quality education. Students have until August 19th to exchange books at the Education Building in Bathurst State. The Dominica Festivals Committee has officially launched the 19th edition of the World Creole Music Festival, described as one of the most exciting lineups on the 19 years of the festival. Patrons can this year expect to be immersed in the Creole genre. Night 1, Friday, October 30th, opens with Dominica's very own Divine Songs, followed by compa band Creole of Haiti. Big act Timaya of Nigeria and Chronics of Jamaica will also grace the stage. Night 1 ends with Dominica Booyah Stars, Triple K Global. Night 2 has been dubbed Le Glame Chazouk. Dede Saint-Prix of Martinique and Dominica's Lady of Song Ophelia Marie are slated for Night 2. A mix of Zouk artists, mainly from world-renowned Kassav, will form the Zouk segment of that night. George Desimos, Catherine Télémon, Jocelyn Béouin, Jacob de Vario and Jean-Philippe Martelly are part of that mix. The night continues with Easy Kenenga, Jean-Marc Ferdinand, Pascal Vallot, Frédéric Caracas, the legendary Zouk machine Luc Langelet, Grammy Award winner Lady Saw, swinging stars and local calypsonians. Bouillon lyricist Asa Banton will be the final act of Night 2. The festival will end with a soca mix of blacks, Olatunji, Benjai of Trinidad and Fada Fox of Barbados. The Honorable Minister for Tourism and Urban Renewal, Senator Robert Tongue, says he fully endorses the lineup. In his featured address at the official launching at the Fortune Hotel on Thursday, the Tourism Minister highlighted the festival as critical to the tourism sector. He says Dominica records its second highest number of visitors in the month of October.
The World Creole Music Festival generates significant economic activity in all sectors of the economy by attracting visitors to our show who in turn spend their money. But money's never hard to come by, so when they're spending those monies, we have to make sure they're having a great time.
Government continues to be the largest contributor to the festival, spending over $1 million to ensure its success. The tourism minister expressed government's continued support to the festival and gave advice to patrons, local artists and planners of the festival.
We all must respect the work of our creative people. We need to support them by buying their works, attending their concerts, and refrain from buying pirated material. The intellectual property of our songwriters and composers are their tickets to a decent standard of living and a better quality of life for themselves and their family. So let us all appreciate, and I don't think most of us do it, but those of us who are depriving them of their hard-earned livelihoods, let's ensure that we stop doing that. The government of Dominica is fully committed to continuing playing its part in making the work of the artist more relevant and meaningful, and will provide greater incentives to those who are engaged in creative endeavors, as stated in the Honorable Prime Minister's recent budget address. We must also find means to capitalize on the role of culture and art to help increase visitor arrivals and also the experience that they have in the country. We will keep this festival fresher and more relevant by planning earlier, having better postmortems to ensure that we improve every year. We must analyze our festival's data to see who are coming, why they're coming, and to ensure that we target the event to suit them best. And ensuring that we include acts that can open doors to new consumers while maintaining our original format and concept of being an indigenous music festival catering to the diverse tastes and styles of our musical idioms.
He says Dominicans must view the festival as a national endeavor and every Dominican should work towards its success by patronizing the event and the local artist. Meantime, Digicel is in its 10th year as the headline sponsor of the event. Acting country manager of Digicel, Vivek Sharma, says the company is looking into the new ways to expose the festival.
We're going to use Digicel Sportsmax to promote World Creole Music Festival. And we're also going into our sister companies in Guadeloupe and Martinique and asking them to promote World Creole on their islands. Hopefully this brings in more people here and we make it a much bigger and better event this year.
The festival will be launched in Guadeloupe and Martinique later this month and tickets will be on sale before the end of August. And before we end this evening's news, an announcement from local government department. Applications are invited from suitably qualified persons for the post of caretaker at the Tarish Pit Public Bath. Applicants should be a resident of the community, committed, of sound character and interested in community development. Applications should be addressed to the Local Government Commissioner, Local Government Department, High Street, Roseau, to reach no later than Friday, August 14, 2015. All applicants meeting the requirements should expect to be called for an interview. Salary is set at the recommended government rate. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Krail highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, projet agricole qui OES produit par Dominique, ça quand bénéficie secteur salaire. Parole salaire sorti du ministère du Développement économique, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre. Si le ministre McIntyre, projet là venu au bon lait, quand budget sorti passé.
Non, nous just fini un budget là, as vous connaissez, avec un National Employment Program, NEP. Nous avons un component comme si nous avons aidé les gens planter pour planter agriculture. Non, actuellement, il finit. Mais project ça nous vini à un bon temps because nous just fini budget là hier qui passé nous fait et ben aujourd'hui moi là déjà nous avons signé un papier pour dire que OES qui a aidé nous pour un projet pour hydroponics, pour farmers field school, pour madame cassé pour femmes Dominique.
À la nouvelle occasion, Kalinago, Baran, OT et puis Chimé, Horseback Ridge, quand on fait attention l'année financière salaire. Parole salaire sorti au ministère Kalinago, Honorable Cassius Dero.
Aussi, nous avons Kalinago Barana Ote, c'est en place dans Kalinago territory, nous avons créé ça, the major artery of economic activity. Kalinago Barana, nous avons pour représenter Kalinago Barana Ote, parce que moi, actuellement, il n'y a pas fait assez pour ça mener assez d'argent en place Kalinago territory. Aussi, l'année ça, nous avons l'argent pour ça commencer en facility en entrisle pour ça stimuler economic activity aussi en entrisle. Nous avons Horseback Ridge Road. Ça c'est un chimé, c'est un morceau chimé qui a nos conditions actuellement la voiture pas ça passer. Mais l'année ça là nous ni pour nous faire certain que c'est mon qui travaille sur côté Kalinago territory ça ni accès pour famille vers nous ça là pour mon venir gagner produit.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins c'est McPherson c'est Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, an easy trick to get rid of blackheads.
You're watching GIS.
Apply a thick coat of moisturizer or Vaseline to the area that needs to be treated, trapping the heat in the skin, preferably immediately after a shower, making it easier for you to extract dirt and grime. Cover the area with a piece of clear plastic and apply 2 hot, damp washcloths for 5 minutes to help the area soften the pores and blackheads. Once the washcloths are removed, wrap a tissue around each of your 4 fingers and gently squeeze the skin where the blackheads are clogging your pores to remove them. Widen your fingers so the blackhead will effectively be removed underneath. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Tasia Floissac. Thanks for watching.